Thank you for joining us at our quarterly WDC meeting. My name is Kerry Nishiro. I'm the Vice Chair of the Workforce Development Council. Our Chair, Ken Louie, is deeply apologetic for he is unable to attend today's meeting. He has a pressing matter at his office and that prevents him from being here, but he will be up at future meetings. We have a full agenda. We'll call the meeting set at 9:32. This is a public meeting under the open meeting law. Some of the board members and public guests are viewing in Zoom. We have some members and staff of the PLIR offices at 830 Punchbowl Street, room 310, Honolulu, Hawaii 96813, in case other members and guests wish to meet on site. Starting the meeting, we'll have a roll call. Under Sunshine Law, a quorum must be met, must be kept. Members must keep their cameras on during the entire public meeting or be present in person. If you do leave the meeting prior to the adjournment, you must inform us so we can take a recess and establish quorum. Thank you for your kind understanding. As a reminder, our chat is disabled, so I'll start with the roll call. Ken Louie is not here. Manu. Bermudez. Is Manu here? Manu is not here. Jason Brand.
He's here.
Eileen Caldwell.
Didn't take my mute off. Jason's here.
Thank you,
Okay,
Jason. I'm here.
Okay, let's see. Cheryl Cross.
Cheryl Cross is here. Aloha, everyone.
Okay, Cheryl. Pete Dinello, present. Pete Dinello is here. Rona Fukumoto. Shelley E. Hori.
Not here.
Derek Kanehira.
Not here.
Brown Knox.
He'll be late.
He'll be late. Okay. Robert Litsky. Oh, welcome.
Hey, Robert. Robert, you need to move a little closer, or maybe or we need to pull out because we can't see you. Welcome. Trang Malone.
Gary, I'm here. Kelly Oaka. Kelly is here. Jared Higashi. Present. Okay, welcome. Jason Chang,
Not here.
not here. Zella Cardisco.
Here,
Jackie. Oh, okay, Rosella, thank you.
thank you.
Jackie. Tiana.
Here.
It's like that. Leslie Wilkins,
Traveling.
traveling. Yeah. Scott Collins, here. Beyond,
Not
guys
here.
on.
Excuse me.
Kawa, Uokawa.
Here.
So, Tui Skander.
Present, and my apologies for not turning on my camera. I am driving right now.
Okay, thank you, Tui. Lorna Wu,
Excuse.
excused, okay. Representative Sayama for Andrew Garrett.
Here.
He's on?
He's here. Hi, Rap.
Okay,
Aloha.
thank you, Rep. Donovan Dela Cruz.
Excuse at a conference.
Okay, from the mayor's office, Luana Mahi,
Excuse.
excused. Andy Kawano,
Excuse.
okay. Amari Broom.
Here.
Michelle. Okay, thank you. Doug Adams.
Here.
Okay. The Governor's Office, Dan Tochi, President, welcome Dan. David Rodriguez, here, okay, Leah Diaz,
Here, apologies, video not working.
Winston Sakurai.
Aloha, present.
Okay, thanks, Will.
Aloha, Winston.
Chiefs,
Della is traveling. Excuse.
Thomas Chalk. Okay, thank you, Thomas. Yeah.
So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, Chair.
And then can we have any of the guests that we did not,
So you have, yeah, we have to ask them to introduce themselves.
to introduce themselves and where they're from?
Yeah.
Randy Eagle, Post Transition Center.
Okay, thank you, Randy. Anyone else that's not on the council?
Yeah, we have several on call. Go ahead.
Morning, everyone. Raymond Tuang, Oahu Workforce Development Board staff.
Okay, thank you, Raymond.
Adele Monero, Workforce Development Division, Kauai Branch.
Okay, thank you, Adele.
Good morning, Davin Kawamura, Oahu Workforce Development Board.
Thank you, Devin.
Carrie
Thank
Price, Department of Labor and Industrial Relations Director's Office.
Okay, thank you.
Leila Shar, Workforce Development Division.
Thank you, Leila.
Michelle Rego, Office of Economic Development, Kauai.
Okay, thank you. I saw someone, I think, Eileen Caldwell. I know went over, she was probably not on there.
Thank you. Here.
Okay, thank you, Eileen. Missed her. Any of the council members that we missed, they are.
Hi. Hi, Carrie, it's Rona.
Okay,
I just dropped in.
okay, Rona's here. If any of the council members have any guests sitting with them, could they please identify their guests? Okay. Okay, thank you. Workforce Development Bylaws, Article 5, Section 7, under S 9215 and HRS 202, -1, till such time the council has 41 members, 16 members shall constitute a quorum to do business, and concur of at least 16 members shall be necessary to make any actions valid. We currently have how many members, Bennett? Get back to us with that. At this time, I'd like to officially welcome several members who are joining us for the first time. Although we acknowledge them in the roll call, I would like to appropriately introduce them and have them say a brief words. Let's start with our newly appointed council member, Jared Higashi, who is Vice President at Hawaii Lodging and Travel Association. Jared will be representing the tourism sector. Jared was appointed by the governor to replace Shannon Okinaka. Okay, Jared.
First of all, everyone, Jared Higashi. I'm the Vice President for the Hawaii Lodging and Tourism Association. It is a pleasure and an honor to be part of the WDC. So first, thank you very much for welcoming me on board. And in this role, I hope to be a conduit with some of the colleagues on the call. I do see Eileen Caldwell, who is the head of HR for the Marriott International. And between the two of us, hoping to be a conduit for the tourism and hospitality industry. I would say it's the largest private sector employer in the state. So whatever we can do to kind of help bridge the gap and to help bolster our workforce efforts, something that we are constantly looking at and excited to explore with this concept. So thank you very much for your acceptance and look forward to working with you.
Okay, thank you, Jared. Looking forward to working with you. Next, we have Thomas Chalk, Program Specialist at the Creative Industries Division at the and DBED, Department of Business, Economic Development and Tourism. He is a designee of Director James Tokioka.
Yeah, aloha everyone. Glad to be here. Don't know what else to add except yeah, I've been working with the Good Jobs Hawaii for the last year and a half. Well, obviously focusing on creative industries sectors, I guess, in workforce development. And Jimmy and Dane asked if I would represent DBED here on this Workforce Development Council. So get to expand the scope of my understanding around workforce development. So glad to be here.
Okay, thank you, Thomas. Okay, then we have Dan Kochi, who is replacing Blake Oshiro as Governor's Green's designee. Dan has many years of experience in Washington, D.C., working in the Hawaii Congressional Delegation, and also their stint as Vice President for Legislative Affairs for the Chamber of Commerce of Hawaii. Governor Green's designee, Dan Kochi, you are welcome to share your thoughts.
No, thank you. And it's a pleasure to be here. I know I have some big shoes to fill, replacing Mr. Oshiro, but I'm looking forward to the discussion. We see some familiar faces here in the room as well as on the screen. So yeah, I just thank you guys for allowing me to participate.
Okay, thank you. Welcome. We would also like to acknowledge the presence of Representative Jackson Sayama, who is the designee for Representative Andrew Garrett, the House of Representatives. Representative Sayama is not new to the WDC as his activities, because he was actually on the House designee about 5 years ago when he was Vice Chair of the House Labor Committee. Aloha and thank you. Thank you for joining us. Representative. Okay, thank you. In addition, we would like to welcome our new Deputy Attorney General, Jung Yun Kelly Ha, who will be representing the Workforce Development Council. Kelly replaced Deputy Attorney General Dale Fujimoto. Ms. Ha had 4 years of experience at the Intermediate Court of Appeals, working for Justice Inoza and Judge Hirooka. Welcome, Kelly. We would like to also welcome Leanne Yamashiro, the Supervising Attorney of the Labor Division, State Attorney General's Office. Would you like to add anything, Leanne?
No, we are here to help the Workforce Development Council to ensure that they, achieve their goals and to be in compliance with the Sunshine Law and other laws of the state. And we're here to help you in any way that we can.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for joining us. In addition, we're happy to note the presence of Council Member Bob Litsky. Bob was appointed in 2022, but has been operating from the Booz Allen offices in Tokyo. We normally see him only on Zoom and oftentimes during the early dawn Japan time. So it's good to be here. It's great to see him. It's great to see a live body. Mahalo for staying engaged, Bob, despite the time differences. Thank you. Okay. First on the agenda, we need a motion regarding the state workforce unified plans. Council member Tuiskiana would explain the motion and the recommended action.
Hello, everyone. Again, my sincere apologies. I'm still driving. To sum it up, there was a recommendation made at the executive committee meeting, and in light of new information, we're recommending deferral of this action until further notice, until we gather more information.
Okay,
to boil it down, it's kind of cart before the horse. I mean, to at the crux of it. So we're recommending deferral until another time when we can gather more information and make a more succinct motion for the body. Thank you.
Okay, thank you to it. We now hear a presentation on the financial standing of the legal funds as well as the performance level of our local areas. We're opting to have the reports at the beginning of the agenda because of you, as you will note later. It will provide you with a foundational knowledge for some of the items which will be taken up by the council later in the agenda. The reports can be found on pages 14 to 28 in your packet. Here to provide you this presentation, Executive Director of Workforce Development Council, Annette Mezzalucha. Yes. Yes, wait, can you hang on a minute?
Could I suggest that you confirm that you have the quorum on the record? And then also, if this second matter was, or the matter that you just discussed was an actual motion, or was it a report? Yeah.
It was more a report.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so perhaps I could you clarify, because it's perhaps as a motion,
Oh, okay.
and a motion generally needs a vote.
Need a vote, yeah, okay, so it was a report on
Okay,
a potential, but not
Okay.
because of the information, it ends up,
okay.
ended up to be a report. So, Annette, can you give us a count on the council members to make sure?
Count,
to see that-
yes.
Or,
Hang on. So for quorum, okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Hang on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22.
Actually, I am landing at my next meeting. My sincere apologies.
So 21 without Tui.
okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you so much for your time. Apologies, I have to go.
Thank
Mahalo.
you, Tui. Mahalo.
Thank you for attending to it.
Okay,
He's driving.
okay, we're all
Okay.
settled. First of all, thank you so much for the new members. Welcome and aloha. And I know we'll be circling with you to provide you with some orientation. And we really appreciate, this is a volunteer board, so your efforts, your commitment is always much appreciated. So the financial reports is before you. This is only the second time that we've gone over the financial reports. But as you know, with the transition of the Workforce Development Council being, it has its own program ID. We started just like you in your own capacity as in your own businesses or in your own organizations, you want to take a look at the finances. That's what we're doing here. So in your packet on page 15 is a report that you probably will be seeing very often. And I wanted you to be more familiar with it. It provides us a summary and it's a snapshot, guys. Okay, so this is as of September 30. And in your packet, again, you have 3 let me see if I can share this. Okay, here you go. So you have 3 grants that we are taking a look at. One is the WIOA grant. The second is the Quest grant. And then the other one is the Lahaina Fires one. Actually, this one doesn't have the Quest grant. So let me just go over the summary for PY 2022. The reason why we're having this as a first item is because some of the items later on that we will be tackling will be based on some of these numbers. So I want you to focus on the top portion, which is program year 2022. If you recall, our financials are based on a 3-year turnaround. So when it says PY 2022, the monies have gone to the local boards. for 2 years, because that's how WIOA works. So 85% of the monies are allocated for the use of local areas. And then after 2 years, whatever is remaining, if they did not spend it, will then be reverted back to the state, and we call it unexpended funds. So if you take a look at this, this equation, take a look at the fact that we allocated 9.7 million. They spent 5.8 million. And so as of 6:30, they spent we had a remainder of 3.9 million, and that are the unexpended funds. So we have, out of the almost 4 million, we've already encumbered about 1.9 million. So those are dedicated. And so if you take a look on the last column, funds to lapse 6/30/2025, it is 1.5 million. In other words, the state has, because of the fact that it was returned to us, we have 1.5 unexpended funds that we need to spend before June 30, 2025, or else they will need to go back to the feds, and that's a travesty. We cannot do that. Okay, so that 1.5 million is a number that we will be discussing later on when we talk about the unexpended funds. So for PY 2023, again, remember the 2-year cycle. This is the local areas had 1 year to spend it, and now they're going into their 2nd year of spending. So the allocated amount is 8.6 million, and they have since spent 1.3 million. So as of 9/30/2024, they have 7.2 million that are unexpended. As you know, this is an issue because it seems like unless the spending rate is increased, we are likely to land at the same spot or similar spot where we would have unexpended funds by June 30, 2025. That means those monies will need to go back again to the state. Okay, so again, I will explain that a little more later on when we get to the point, the item in the agenda that talks about unexpended funds. So for Lahaina fires, this was a disaster relief funding, and we were allocated 15 million. We had spent 6 million so far, and so there's a balance of almost 10. However, as of September, the allocation has been modified to 10 million. So the Maui Economic Opportunity, MEO, is in the process of amending to reflect that reduced total allocation. So out of the 1.5, that is the one that we will be talking about again at some point in the agenda. In your packet also, you will find some performance measures, and that's on page 18. So this is hang on a second, we need to mute someone. So take a look at page 18. On a yearly basis, or every 2 years actually, there is a process by which the state negotiates the performance for each local area. And at some point in the agenda, WDD will be talking about what the 2024 projected negotiated levels are. So these are the results for the performance for PY 2023. So if you take a look at the red, so green means we passed, we either exceeded or met expectations. The red is where we are sadly missing or lacking. And so when you take a look from a state perspective, so on the adults, we are short on the measurable skill gains. However, we believe that's really a data entry process or function. So we are trying to do technical assistance to be able to meet those expectations. Normally, credential rate and measurable skill gain are very closely aligned, but as you can tell here, that somehow somebody did not or missed on putting in that data entry, and as a result, there is a disparity between the two figures. For dislocated workers, the employment rate for Q4 is where we're lagging behind, as well as, again, the measurable skills gain. I think all throughout the state and each of the islands, there is, a gap there that we need to fill, and we are going to try to amend that through a technical assistance training. So for the youth participants, this is really where, unfortunately, we are not meeting expectations all throughout the different islands. There are some strategies that we're trying to employ to increase the participation levels, but at this juncture, again, I think the executive directors are mindful of this, and greater effort is being made. And hopefully the numbers, when it's reported for the next quarter, will be more meaningful and will improve. So I'm going to move forward to some of our islands. So take a look at Hawaii Island. They are actually doing very well. There are some red indicators, and again, youth, as I mentioned, is where all the islands are having a difficult time enrolling, youth who meet the criteria for WIOA. Maui, similarly, some of these, numbers need to be improved. And then for Kauai, unfortunately, greater focus needs to be put in there. But again, this is all in the spirit of transparency. We are also putting forth a new protocol where we meet on a monthly basis with everybody, including the service providers, and we take a look at our numbers on a monthly basis. We hope that this would be able to flush out, not just, it is not a blaming game. This is not a game to embarrass anyone, but really it's an effort to be able to learn from each other and hopefully share best practices. The rest of the reports, I think you can read at your leisure, but they're very important, I think, for us to review them. And if you have any questions whatsoever, please feel free to reach out to me so I can help explain them. Thank you, Chair.
Okay, thank you, Bennett. Do we have any questions for Bennett? Okay, hearing none. Next on the agenda, I would like to call our executive director to report on the new protocol surrounding WIOA unexpected funds as set forth in a letter to the council by the director of Department of Labor and Industrial Relations. You have a copy of the letter that was emailed to you today. Bennett?
Yes, thank you very much, Chair. I would like to express our gratitude or appreciation for Director Butai for recognizing that this is something that needs to be taken care of. And so as a result, those unexpended funds actually are going to hopefully be set forth for purposes that would be aligned with WIOA. So if you take a look at his letter, it recognizes the steps that he has taken. One of which is being able to set aside some monies that we will be researching why it is that our local areas don't seem to be able to spend the money. So hopefully with the information on that research, we will be able to recognize the problem and be able to resolve it. The other thing that is mentioned in that letter is the fact that There is a working group that has been meeting on a regular basis to delineate the roles and responsibilities for WDD and WDC, and hopefully remove some of the ambiguities as far as those roles and responsibilities are concerned. In addition to that, this is the working group that has gone over some of the possible projects that can be funded by that 1.5 million. And in the next item, I actually will be presenting the results, the outcome of where that group has decided to spend the monies. But again, it will be for your approval, for the approval of the WDC. Did you have any questions on the letter? The letter should be self-explanatory.
Any questions? Hearing none. Okay, thank you, Lieutenant. The next one, the next part of our agenda, during the PY 2022, there were federal WIO money from the local areas that were returned to the state. Here to share about the dispositions of these funds and corresponding grants is our Executive Director, Bennett Mazalucha. It's in your packet on pages 31 to 36. Bennett.
All right, thank you, Chair. This is for board approval, just so you know. So again, as a background, funds that are not spent by the local areas within the 2-year period will be returned to the state, and the funds are available for statewide projects. So there was an evaluation team that was composed of Deputy Director Bill Kuntzman, the Workforce Development Division Administrator Marikar Freitas, Administrative Officer Lynn Araki Regan, and myself. And we went through eligible project proposals, and in the end, there were 3 that we felt were aligned with the strategic priorities of the State Workforce Unified Plan and also met the criteria of 20 CFR 682.210. So these are the 3 projects which have been allocated some monies. One is Hawaii P20, and the grant is for 445,625, and it is for intermediaries. And if you take a look at the background, they've actually been able to put this forward for the past 3 years. However, there is a funding gap. And the intermediaries have been very successful in facilitating, and there's some statistics there, 200 work-based learning opportunities across 59 schools, yada, yada. And to date, though, their funding has been primarily from philanthropic contributions. So we felt that if we provide them the necessary means, and we did look at their budget, and as a result, I think we would feel very comfortable in recommending Hawaii P20 be the a grantee. Sorry, hang on a second. The next grantee is Hawaii Community College. There are 2 projects for the Hawaii Community College that amounts to 457,000. One is building capacity. It is very interesting to note that out of 35,000 enrollees at the community college, when they did a deeper dive, there were only 53 students at the community college who were funded by WIOA. Obviously, there is I think there is an opportunity here. So we're trying to, with this grant, they're trying to expand the capacity and trying to develop a common practice amongst all the community colleges. And perhaps it's a process by which, questions get asked, or it could be that we can capture this through technology. So there is an opportunity to be able to size it up. And when you look at the population base that goes to the community college, those are the ones that are natural fit for WIOA anyway. The other project that we're trying to do with this grant is to provide, as you know, commercial driver's licenses, CDLs, are there's such a great need in the state. So with this one, I think a portion of that, about 100,000+, will actually be dedicated for 35 WIOA recipients to take across the state to take CDL and actually get licensed. So that is, and again, it's in alignment with 20 CFR 682210. There's actually some provisions there as far as what those outcomes need to be. The last one is for University of Hawaii, and it is to expand the statewide implementation of sector partnership in the transportation area. When you take a look at the fact that we are an island and we're highly dependent on maritime as well as aviation, there's no career pathway for transportation. And so we're trying to establish that. We're actually convening this, and we have had 2 or 3 meetings. Now we're taking that next step further to be able to establish some parameters as to, you know, who should be involved, how many potential careers are there. So that is the main focus for this grant for 100,000, which is trying to again expand the capacity and create a sector partnership in the transportation arena. So Chair, again, there are 3 projects for a total of 1,02,625. So waiting for your approval.
Okay, thank you, Vanessa. Accordance with WIOA, the disposition of these funds require board action. I will now entertain a motion to accept the recommendation from the executive director to approve these grants. Can I have a motion? Okay, so Kelly, I need a second.
Second, Carla Kurakawa.
Seconds the motion. Do we have any discussions?
Yeah, Chair Doug Adams,
Yes, Doug.
County of Hawaii. I would just mention in particular on the community college. I would just report that our executive director of the local board and the new chancellor of the community college have been, along with her team, have been engaged in figuring out how to increase the ETPs as well as the number of potential students that would be WIOA. So this is a terrific initiative that really is in alignment with some of the work that we're trying to do at the local level. Thank you.
Good, Adam. Any other comments or discussions? If not, I'll call for the vote. All those in favor, either aye or raise your hand. Aye.
Aye.
Yeah, any no's? Chair. Oh, yes.
Could you take say the roll call so that you know who actually voted, because it's very difficult to.
Okay. Okay, let me.
We can do that.
Okay. Looking for my ears.
Chair, I just wanted to point out that Sean Knox, Council Member Sean Knox, has joined us.
Okay, thank you, Sean.
I have joined about 10 minutes ago. My apologies.
And Council Member Manu Bermudez also.
Okay.
So you're back to 23.
Okay, council requests us to do a roll call vote on this. So Manu, nail yay for the motion.
Yay.
Yay. Jason. Eileen Caldwell.
Yes.
Yes. Cheryl Cross. Michelle was there.
Sorry, Chair, I'm here. Yes.
Yes. Keith DeMello,
Yes.
yes. Rona.
Yes.
Yes, okay. Shelly E. Horry, I don't think she's.
No, she's excused and Derek is excused as well.
Eric is Sean Knox. Yes, okay. Robert Bixby,
Yes.
yes. Fran Malone,
Yes.
yes, okay. Carrie Mitchell, yes. Kelly, yes. Jared,
Yes.
yes. Okay, I don't know if Jason Chang is on. Rosella,
Excuse. Mhm.
Yes.
Yeah, this is Chris Lumley standing in for Jason Chang, saying aye.
okay. Thank you, Chris. Rosella,
Yes.
yes. Okay, Jackie Kina,
Yes.
yes. Okay, Leslie Wilkins, I don't know if she's on.
Excuse, yeah.
Okay. Scott Collins.
Yes.
Yes. Okay, Dion, I think he's excused. Carla?
Yes.
Yes, okay. Tuli had to go to another meeting. Representative Sayama. Okay, we'll go next. Luana Mahi and Andy Kawano. Here. I know Michelle Rago is here.
Yes.
Yes. Okay, Doug Adams.
Yes.
Yes. Okay, Dan.
Yes.
Yes. David.
Yes.
Yes. Leo Diaz.
Yes.
Yes. Winston Sakurai.
Aye.
Aye. Okay. I know Della is aware. Thomas Stop.
Yes.
Yes. And okay, thank you. So we got that.
Chair, I didn't say,
Yes.
I thought Jason Grant was trying to raise his hand.
Oh,
He couldn't
okay.
unmute, just in case for the recorded.
Oh, let's see. I have.
Yeah.
Okay. thank you.
Jason was yes.
Thank you,
Okay.
Jason.
Thank you, Jason. Okay, so I got the counter sites if you need it. Okay, thank you. Any no's? Abstentions? Okay, thank you. Vote passed. Motion carried. We have a delegation of authority to council members Keith DeMello and yes.
Oh, I said 24 votes. Total.
Okay. I didn't get a chance to comment.
Go ahead.
Okay, thank you. So now we have a delegation of authority for council members Keith DeMello and Tuis County to carry out the council's legislative intentions in accordance with section 92-2.5. Next on the agenda relates to the council's desire to be true policy advisor on the workforce related issues at state legislature. Note that for the last year, Special Projects Committee has carried various aspects of how these intentions are carried out. Here to explain the recommendation is Keith DeMello, Chair, Special Projects Committee.
Thank you. First, can everybody hear me? Good. Okay, great. Just a bit of background. I'm Keith DeMello, Chair of the Special Projects Committee. Round Dizon also are the vice chair. We work together on this. We since the last meeting, as promised, we met on this as a committee on this topic. We met twice on September 16th and October 21st. And the purpose of this was to find a way where the Workforce Development Council could participate more fully within the or in the legislative process. As everybody, I think, knows here, that could be a very quick turnaround type of a situation. And so we explored within section 92-2.5, that's the area within HRS that governs permitted interactions. We looked at forming a permitted interaction group and various other options that were provided by the Office of Information Practices And where we landed, it took a year, and where we landed was a recommendation to delegate authority to 2 members of the council. And just to be clear, this is not forming a permitted interaction group, AKA PIG. It's a permitted interaction that's allowable. Under, well, 2 or under, well, under would be 1 person, but up to 2 people can interact on a given topic. And again, the purpose is to be nimble during the legislative process so that we can participate. When I took I took over the role of chair as the Special Projects Committee, it was just under a year ago, so right before session. DLIR was very great about partnering with us to provide reports on bills of interest, and that's just pretty much as far as we could go. So the recommendation from the Special Projects Committee would be to pursue the option of 2 members and specifically to delegate authority to myself and Tui Scanlon to handle possible legislative efforts, including attending legislative hearings, rating testimony, speaking to legislative staff, all in accordance with Sunshine Law and permitted interaction group guidelines, and also in alignment with this body, the Workforce Development Council, and in coordination with the department, DLIR itself. So that's a lot. And then also note, I think it was shared at the meeting, some possible language around discussion, what guidelines the Workforce Development Council could provide to both Tuli and myself as we work in this area and report back as we can throughout session. I believe just point of note, the Workforce Development Council meets once during session, typically. That being said, the Special Projects Committee does meet twice during session, but this would provide a framework within which Tui and I could collaborate and react to bills, provide meet with legislators and such, and interact with DLR legislative coordinators or legislative leads within the department.
And there's
Okay.
verbiage, Keith.
Yes, I can read it. It was provided and circulated, but verbiage for the workforce development legislative policy. In this case, we can call it a team. And the verbiage that was provided, the WDC's positions and policies are to support legislation that enhance skills, provide job training, promote economic mobility, and otherwise improve the labor market in accordance with the strategic pillars outlined in the state unified plan and in accordance with DLIR staff.
Thank you, Keith. Thank you. Thank you for the time you put in. I mean, it was a year-long process. And
we did want to make sure that we proceeded the right way.
Okay, so can we have a motion to delegate Keith Mello and Tui Scanlon to, since it's not a pig, to represent the Workforce Development Council?
Can
we have a motion?
May I ask a question? This is Leah Diaz.
Okay, Leah. Well,
So I'm not against the idea. I'm not quite understanding. So does this mean, Keith and Tui would be working together with DLIR and looking at potential legislation that's coming up, and that the 2 of you would be deciding what or which legislation that the council would be writing testimony for, and then the 2 of you would be going to testify at legislature? Am I misunderstanding?
Essentially, yes, we have that ability to do so.
Okay. Okay, thank you.
I should note, and I failed to note this, it was important for the Special Projects Committee to have representation of both private sector and labor on this, which this is to.
Okay, so the idea really was for them to represent the council and not for the two of them to go on the side and make decisions on their own. So they are representing the council. So yes, they have the authority to go in, represent the council in legislation, but they don't have the authority to go out and decide what direction the council will take.
But they have the freedom to meet outside the council to discuss.
Yes, because on the sideshow law, you can get two people. So
Correct. So
Yeah.
that,
so we put it together.
I know the request includes that as well. right?
Yes, we can meet together. We both could meet with a single or more legislators, attend hearings together.
Understood. Thanks.
Okay, so, sorry.
Yes.
Follow up. So, I totally trust the two of you, but how do you make sure that, you are speaking on behalf of the majority of the wishes of the council? I missed that part.
That's the intent of the legislative policy verbiage that was circulated.
Okay,
I think I would like to recommend or suggest that part of this discussion would be, what would we like to put in this? If this isn't sufficient.
okay, thank you.
Hey, can we have a motion to accept? Okay, Mr. DeMello's, Chair DeMello's recommendation.
This is Cheryl Cross. I'd like to make a motion to accept this, and I'd like to thank them for standing this up and offering their help.
Okay, thank you, Cheryl. Can I have a second?
Doug Adams, second.
Thank you, Doug. Okay, do we have any discussions or comments?
Yeah, this is Doug Adams, if I may, Cheryl, since you made the
Yes.
motion. I note that there is no government representation, and I think that's actually just right, at least from my vantage point. Typically, we're going to be making our own representations, depending on what the legislation is anyway. So that is not an issue for us. And I anticipate that both Keith and Tui are going to be very sensitive to what the legislative priorities are of the council as they go through the process of what the legislation is. But it's really important from a timing perspective that this council has some voice, and I firmly believe that this at least provides that opportunity.
Okay, thank you, Doug. Is there any other discussion? Roll call, Mr. Okay, hearing none, I'll do a roll call vote. So, Manu,
Yes.
yes. Jason Brand,
Yes.
yes. Okay, Eileen Caldwell,
Yes.
Cheryl Cross,
Yes.
Deep DeMello,
Yes.
Rona Fukumoto,
Yes.
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 Okay. Sean Knox. Okay, he's giving me his thumbs up there. Okay, Robert Litsky. Yes. Okay, Tran Malo.
Yes.
Yes. Okay, X Kelly Ueoka. Yes. Jared.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Okay, Jason Chang, I guess.
Yeah, Chris Lumley, yes.
Okay. Rosella.
Yes.
Yes. Jackie Kayana.
Yes.
Okay. Scott Collins.
Yes.
Yes. Okay, Carla. Fukawa.
Yes.
Okay, two is not there. Representative Sayama.
I don't see him anymore.
Oh, okay. And Michelle Regal.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Doug Adams.
Yes.
Okay, Dan Cochi.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. David. Yes. Leah Diaz.
Yes.
Okay. Winston Sakurai.
Yes.
Yes. And Thomas Strong.
Yes.
Okay. Any no's or abstentions? Thank you.
24 votes.
Okay, thank you. Okay, the second part of the motions, I will entertain a motion to adopt WDC policy direction that council members DeMello and Scanlon followed in accordance with section 92-2.5. So do I have a motion that they adopt WDC policy?
So moved.
Second. Okay, Pete, and then
It's a good idea to read what the motion is. If that's the motion that the board wants to, or if that's the part that the board would like. To read the exact motion to.
okay, so Pete, can you read the policy?
Yeah, I believe this is the legislative policy. So again, the Workforce Development Council's positions and policies are to support legislation that enhance skills, provide job training, promote economic mobility, and otherwise improve the labor market in accordance with the strategic pillars outlined in the State Unified Plan and in accordance with DLIR staff.
Okay, thank you, Council. So again, the motion is by Keith, second by
Winston.
Sakurai.
Yeah. Second.
Okay, so do we have any discussions? Here we now will call for a vote, and I guess we'll hear Manu,
Yes.
okay, Jason Brand, okay, he's putting his thumb up. Eileen Caldwell,
Yes.
thank you, Eileen. Cheryl Cross,
Yes.
okay, Keith Dinello,
Yes.
Rona Fukumoto,
Yes.
okay, Sean Knox,
Yes.
he's raising his hand, okay. Robert Litsky. Yeah. Yes. Okay, Trang Malone,
Yes.
and next, Kelly Walker.
Yes.
Okay, yeah, thank you. Jared.
Yes.
Yes, okay. Lisa Chang,
Yes.
okay, Rosella,
Yes.
okay, thank you. Jackie Kianina,
Yes.
okay, thank you. Scott Collins, yes. Carla Kurokawa,
Yes.
Jake is not there. Michelle Regal,
Yes.
yes, so it's yes. Doug Adams,
Yes.
okay. Dan Cochi,
Yes.
yes. Okay, David.
Yes.
Okay. Leah Diaz,
Yes.
yes. Winstead
Yes.
and Thomas Shaw.
Yes.
Yes. Okay, do we have any no's? Any abstentions? Thank you, motion carries. Okay, next we're gonna have presentations by the local area negotiated levels. Every 2 years, state negotiates performance benchmarks with local areas. We have administrator for the Workforce Development Division, Leah Shar, to report on the latest negotiation levels. And the council is being informed on the matter as presented to in Leola. No council vote will be taken. You can refer to page 38-246 in your bond packet. Leah.
So I'm the acting program officer, not the administrator for the division. But basically, we negotiated with the federal reps on the statewide goals for the adult, dislocated, and youth programs. Essentially, the negotiated goals are achievable based on our historical performance as a state on the statewide basis. However, as mentioned earlier, credential attainment and measurable skills will be challenging for us to meet those goals, as we have been not quite hitting them historically.
Okay. Thank you, Leah. At this time, we will hear again from our Executive Director, Bennett Mezzalucha, who will share the WDC Hawaii Budget Performance Measures, which can be found on pages 47 to 49. Bennett.
Okay, thank you, Chair. So like many of you in your organizations, there are measurement to determine and discern how we're doing. Now, in the past, so this is for state budget purposes. This is not for the feds. So we were asked what would be our measurements, and in the past, apparently WDC was measured with, they used the same federal measurement that you had seen, the performance measures of which you had seen earlier at the meeting. So we actually proposed, and they agreed, that we be measured by a different yardstick, because for that one, we really don't have a span of control for that measurement. And I hate to be measured for something that I have no control over. And I think so would you. So now this is our new performance measure. And so if you turn to page 49, it's stipulated there. And it is that we will be, because we are a group that's supposed to, be a liaison between all the various stakeholders in the workforce development space, we will be measured by the number of organizations that we collaborate with. And so this shifts the focus from just counting activities to really having an interaction, a meaningful interaction with the community groups, organizations, or agencies. And note that this may not just be an event, it can be a project, it can be resource sharing. So our goal is 12 organizations per year. This is not just my goal, it is our goal as an organization. The performance measure number 2, again, is on number of workforce program and activities organized. So we have a goal to conduct at least 2 events per quarter, totaling 8 events per year. We're hoping to exceed that, but we want to be able to at least, everybody knows that this is the measurement, and I will be reporting on the status of this goal from time to time. Any questions? This is FYI only.
Okay, thank you, Bennett. Any questions? Okay, thank you. Last year, as part of the effort to create efficiency, WDC restructured quarterly board meetings from 3 hours to 2 hours and switched relevant stakeholders to submit written reports instead of oral reports. Today, in the last WDC meeting for 2024, we're excited to present the various stakeholders who will provide an oral report of activities. The reports can be found on pages 50 to 90. The presentation will be limited to 3 minutes or less for each person. The first group will hear the various core partnerships to be followed in this order. First, Title I and Title III by Workforce Development Division, followed by Title II, Adult Education and Literacy, followed by Title IV, which is the Division of Vocational Rehabilitation at the Department of Health. So first, Workforce Development Division.
Okay, so I'll just present. This week is apprenticeship week, which is why AmeriCAR's not able to attend this meeting. Yesterday, we had a bus tour, which visited two of the training facilities, apprenticeship training facilities, attended by over 80 individuals. And today we were having a virtual event that is being attended by over 100 individuals. We continue to work with the local areas. Hawaii still doesn't have a Quest contract executed, so we're working with them on that. And we're still waiting on budgets from the Hawaii County to finalize and execute their WIOA contracts.
Okay, thank you. Adult education.
Aloha. The Adult Education Office just received a letter that cleared the state for compliance measures from 2022. We are in the process of rectifying the 2023 measures, and a few of those things have already been submitted. We're waiting for some financial reports from our department to submit to them, which is ahead of schedule. We also have started the process of applications for integrated education and training programs. This is basically combining our adult education literacy programs with workforce training. We received an application from our adult education programs for that, and we'll be going through the process of evaluating that and issuing the final terms to the adult education sites. The last one is really simple. We've met all the performance indicators that is negotiated every year by the Adult Education Office with the federal government. There's one that was at a little bit over 90%, but that still meets the requirements that are there. And then we are going into the next round of negotiations with them for performance measures for the following year. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Jose. Vocational rehab.
Okay, my camera is working. Thank you. Hello, I'm Leah Diaz. I'm the administrator for Division of Vocational Rehabilitation. We have our quarter one report here. It's actually quarter one for us, so July 24 to September 24. You can see that we serve 3,264 individuals with the most significant disabilities statewide. And we our final indicator score indicates that we passed or exceeded. Well, we came close to passing or exceeded in all of the performance indicator areas. You can see our types of employment at exit for our individuals, of which we had 26 between July and September. Those are people placed in competitive employment and successful and stable after 90 days. Those individuals range in their number of hours per week and their average wage. But of those 26 individuals, the average number of hours, 24.23, and average of wage, 21.63 per hour. We are continuing to look at ways to strengthen, particularly our long-term retention of employment. That continues to be an issue for us. So we're looking at ways to provide support on a long-term basis. Other than that, we are also struggling still with a very high vacancy rate. So we are making some adjustments to the minimum qualifications for vocational rehabilitation counselors statewide. That's my report. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you to our core partners. Our next group of presenters will be the local boards. And it will come out in this order: Oahu Workforce Development Board, followed by the Big Island Workforce Development Board and Kauai. So Oahu. Chris
Lumley.
Okay, we'll wait on him. Go to Big Island.
All
Big
right,
Island.
thank you. Thank you very much. This is Rosella Gardashone, Chair of the Hawaii County Workforce Development Board. Here on the Big Island for the board, we were planning to meet in September. However, a board meeting was not held due to lack of quorum. Our next board meeting is scheduled for December 17th, 2024. In other areas, our Hawaii County staff has been very active in meeting on a monthly basis with the Office of Housing and Community Development to discuss WIOA process, procedures, roles, and responsibilities. WIOA Plan 2024 to 2025 appropriation of funds has been approved by the Hawaii County Council. Other updates include, bear with me. The County Finance Department has also approved the request for proposal for the plan year 2023 WIOA Youth Program. Other monthly meetings are with the AJC Roundtable meetings and Quest. And we also had the great opportunity, thank you, Bennett, to attend the Future of Work conference on Oahu, September 30th. It was spectacular and we all learned a lot. Thank you for the opportunity, Bennett. And more to come from the Big Island. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Rosella. We'll have Chris go on now. Chris, Lumley.
Hi, yep, so we're just kind of giving some, I just want to give some updates about what we on the Oahu Workforce Development Board have been up to, right? So the staff attended the California Meeting of the Minds Conference in September for the purpose of enhancing staff knowledge of workforce boards and cultivate and develop key relationship opportunities. We've recently interviewed a potential staff member and the board has made an approval of hiring a new staff member to assist the programmatic side. We've had a full board meeting in October and we had another one a few weeks ago. We've discussed our upcoming succession plan to take place in February. We've approved service program budgets. We've also voted to expand board seats and we look forward to be onboarding a couple of new members probably within the next month or two and approving of contracts. And Harrison is, as we speak, on his way back from the Youth Symposium in Arizona.
Thank you, Chris. Now we have a report on developments on Kauai. Jackie?
Good morning. Thank you, Board. This is Adele Manera from the Kauai Workforce Development Division. As you see there, the performance measures are low. Plan is to increase. Right now, we are planning on technical assistance for meetings and trainings, and we're trying to set that up with WDD. Currently, we are enrolling eligible training participants to the WIOA program. And right now, I know the ETPL, which Doug Adams, has mentioned about the executive director saying that we're happy that they will update the ETPL list, learning this week from our executive director from the chancellor at the KCC that there is a dean that they hired, and we're looking forward to that. And they'll be starting in January, and hopefully we can get some training for participants. It's a pathway for employment, not supporting, but we do supporting services to individuals. We do have one approved course, which we have been assisting for funding, which is medical assisting, the MEDA. So we have had 3 from last year. And for this year, we have 1. Usually they would send individuals for us to qualify them, but sometimes it's too late that they reach us. So we try our best, but they have been all successful. They do their best and they get employed right away. Just to let you know, for outreach, we have been called with the Kauai Workforce Development Board. Also, we have participated in career explorations for the youth, to provide our programs with them. Also, we did have a job fair end of the month, October 29th. There were a lot of publications for us via radio and signage, banners, and even in the newspaper media. Not much this year has been participated, just around 100. Prior years has a little bit more, but Kauai probably, they're still on the COVID side, not getting back to work, but more so with coming up trainings. I know it used to be online during COVID, but most of them with technology, not so much tech savvy. So it'll be good for training in person. So with this said, we're doing our best and to increase the performance of our measures in the following.
Okay, thank you, Adele. Okay, the last grouping to present are the WDC committees, and will be followed in this order. Sector Strategies and Career Pathways Committee, followed by Youth Services Committee, then Special Projects Committee, followed by Military and Veterans Affairs, and finally the Performance Measurement and Technology. Being the chair for the Sector Strategy and Career Pathways, for Vice Chair Lana Wu, from the International Union of Cleaners and Allied Trades, was not able to make the meeting, but we had a meeting on Friday, October 4th. The presenters were from the Hawaii Air National Guard. We had Deputy Commander Colonel Regina Komini and Command Master Sergeant Kurt Uchimura from the 15th Wing. They talked about career pathways, education opportunities like scholarships, and women in military. We also had the Boys and Girls Club, the President Patty Kalhane, Vice President Lala Fernandez, and Project Manager Rhiann Bellamore. They talked to us about the vision and mission, club locations, programs, and partnerships and success stories. We also had Pastor Abigail Eli, who is actually working for the DOE. She's Nanakuli Waianae. She's with the Homeless Concerns section. And she came to us because she wanted to look at how do we deal with the homeless situation in Waianae and I guess the violence out there. So we looked at homelessness and abuse, the lack of economic educational opportunities, and needs for mentoring and workforce transition. So we hope we're going to be hooking her up with the Air National Guard because what they did when they get into careers, they are looking for people to join. We use the Air National Guard because they're based locally versus some of the others that's outside. Ongoing projects, we have a partnership with the 15 Medical School and back at with Aia High School Academy. We're also working with Campbell Couple Complex, and they work with the 50 Wing 154 Air National Guard and the Boys and Girls Club. We're looking at Olamana schools. We have a partnership with them, with the Painters Union, and we're discussing workforce development and educational opportunities for the homeless Kahalis. That's the end of the report. Next, we have Youth Services.
Thank you. Good morning. My name is Carla Kurokawa. I'm the Vice Chair of the Youth Committee and Employment and Training Manager at Olulike for Big Island and Kauai. During our last 3 meetings, we conducted roundtable discussions to determine future steps to create career pathways for youth, especially those with barriers. The discussion questions ranged from determining primary barriers that are at risk youth face, the resources that are most lacking, programs to overcome these barriers, collaborating with organizations and employers to create pathways to employment, the role of mental health and social support services in our workforce development programs, how to integrate those services and measure its success and impact, and identify gaps of services in the current workforce development efforts. We identified some possible opportunities, such as creating a centralized website with information on youth employment opportunities and resources, working with the Department of Education to encourage selection of community colleges and vocational training programs, implementing a bias training for employers and support staff involved in youth employment programs, exploring partnerships with organizations that can provide career mentors for youth, developing strategies for improving outreach and engagement with youth, particularly those involved in the justice system, collaborating with organizations to address social, emotional, and mental health factors impacting youth job readiness, and incorporating financial literacy education into youth employment programs. Finally, planning is underway for a webinar on programs for youth recently released from incarceration. Thank you.
Thank you. Special project committee.
Sure, this is Keith DeMello. I'll be brief since a lot of what we discussed at our last two meetings since the last full WDC meeting was already covered and acted upon. But as mentioned, we discussed permitted interactions in support of legislative efforts, and thank you for the council's approval of those recommendations. As chair of the committee, we will include on the agenda updates on any activities. We'll be transparent and we'll work on them at both special projects meetings and then of course that WDC meetings. The second item that we covered at both of the last two meetings were a continuation of roundtable discussions with the American Job Centers representatives across the counties and focused on where the WDC can offer support, for example, in helping the centers market themselves, increase awareness of their services, their locations, and just general awareness of those resources that are available to people. And we're digesting those and that input, and we'll be providing a summary, perhaps even recommendations in the future.
Okay, thank you, Keith. Before we go on to the next group, do we have any questions that may come up? Anyone has any questions? Okay, if not, we'll go on to military and veterans affairs.
Thank you, Chair. My name is Trong Malone. I am the chair for the Military and Veterans Affairs Committee. At our last committee meeting in October, we had a couple of guest presentations. Of course, one of the areas of concern for our military members is housing, and how do we retain these military members here in the state. So we had Work Hawaii Housing Assistance Programs come talk about rental work programs and to really learn how veterans, vulnerable veterans are supported with houseless or risk of becoming houseless or who are houseless. We also had the Island Palm Communities team come and talk about the eligibility and the application process for on installation housing. So they do have plans they currently have housing open to active duty DOD employees, and they have further plans in the future to open up housing further to veterans and other personnel in the future. So learning more about that eligibility as it comes about will open up additional housing opportunities for military staying on island. We also had Steve Janke, who is the CEO and founder of Semper Forward, come talk about how to build effective state talent attraction models for transitioning military personnel. He built a model called Mission Wisconsin, and he shared a lot of the different forward-thinking things that were implemented in that state. So we learned a lot from him. We also had a roundtable discussion about our committee's priorities going forward to ensure they're in alignment with the state unified plans, 4 pillars as well. There's a lot more discussion to come in that area. Just a couple of projects I just want to touch upon. We continue to build bridges with our military communities. The 3 major installations on the island of Oahu has approved for our AJC, our Work Hawaii team, to come to the installation newcomers, new arrivals briefing, so that way we can kind of capture military service members and their families when they arrive on island, so they can let them know about all of the services that our AJCs have to offer. We also provided introductions to the transition and employment teams at all the installations. So we actually had a face-to-face, one-on-one time and not only learned about their programs, workforce programs that they had, and learned about how they supported family members, but we also were able to educate them on all of the AJC's services as well. So it looks like it will be a continual relationship there with sharing of information and spreading information. And from here, you know, they are opening their doors and inviting us to different events and to share information throughout those military communities through their channels. And that's all I have. Thank you. Thanks, Chair.
Next, we have Performance Management and Technology Committee. Take care.
Thanks, Harry. So the committee met last month, October 24th, and we're undergoing a series of training sessions with sample partners to understand how the performance measures are derived and looking at what other states are doing. You know, of course, I'm trying to see if there's other similar like geographies to Hawaii, but as you guys can imagine, there's not really, right, because of how unique we are. And so we reviewed the financial reports, and I think as Director was articulating earlier, you know, the youth programs, I think we need to take a deeper look at that. But again, once we get a handle on how, you know, this is supposed to be handled through the performance management committee via the training, and I believe we're gonna open up the training to the entire council as well, if it hasn't been already. And so one of the other things that came up for me was this measure for measurable skills gain, which is I think something that we're trying to track across all the different regional boards, because you know, it's what is that? Right. So I think we're trying to, again, through the training, trying to figure out how to actually articulate and explain what that is. And then we discussed the parameters, you know, of what our, especially now that, you know, we hope to be working closely with WDC. And under WIOA, you know, we're tasked to oversee and evaluate the performance outcomes of the programs in alignment with the state and federal goals. And we try to do this by setting the performance standards, you know, monitoring these metrics that, you know, everybody has already seen through the director's report, providing actionable insights to optimize the services or to optimize workforce development services. And we're trying to, you know, collaborate with stakeholders, identify trends. Like I said, ensure accountability, and hopefully we can, you know, work closely with WDB for that and make data-driven recommendations to enhance the effectiveness of the programs. And, you know, as you notice, it's also called the Technology Committee. So however I can help, you know, by exposing some of the data through easy to understand platforms, that's something I'm willing to help Director with as we get into 2025. And I think the meeting dates for 2025 will be set very soon.
Right. Okay, thank you. Any questions for any of the committees? Okay, hearing none, the next on the agenda, or last, we have the executive director's report. Now, executive director, Daniel Consaluccio. The information you can refer to is on pages 91 to 94 in your packet. Next.
Thank you, Chair. Well, this is the last meeting of the year. So in the spirit of the season, I just want to say mahalo. Thank you for your support individually and collectively. I think whatever milestones we have achieved this year, and there were many, could not have been done without each of your participation, each of your support. I know we've, have you gone through so much this last 6 months, particularly as we're trying to ramp up on our knowledge base. You've been to many training in an effort to help everybody understand, the policies as well as the mandates that we're supposed to be armed with in the fulfillment of our functions. I just wanted to say mahalo to the U.S. Department of Labor. Violet Jackson is actually on the call. Violet is our federal program officer for their support in having SAFL partners provide those trainings. So if you have not yet tuned in, please go ahead. I know that some of these may be a little bit into the weeds, but actually they really provide the context so that you can make good policy decisions. I think, when you look back as to where we've been and where we are now, it's exciting. The committees are thriving. I think the committees are aligned with what the 4 pillars of the State Unified Plan are. And I think, as they say, the best is yet to come. So I want to just share with you my screen to talk a little bit about many of you who have attended meetings. This may be new, not new information, but at the same time, I think it's important for those of in the room who may not have heard it to talk about what we're currently involved in. So let's see if I can. The State Unified Plan, as I mentioned, is now in the process of being implemented. There is a stakeholder summit on December 9, 2024. You folks have received the invitation to that. I hope you would consider coming. It's from 8 o'clock to 12 o'clock. And this will bring together about 50 stakeholders on the workforce development arena from not just the public sector, but private sector, as well as nonprofit, as well as philanthropic. And we are dubbing this as a Synergy Summit because it really would be the next step towards the implementation of the State Unified Plan. I think it's exciting, and I hope you would be a part of it. The other item that I want to note is the fact that, as I mentioned, we are in the process of transitioning. As of June 30th, we receive our program ID, and there's still some ambiguity on the roles, but right now it's being talked about. And at the end of the day, though, we hope to be able to come up with a memorandum of understanding with the Workforce Development Division so that then it is again, the ambiguity will be erased and it will be a more confirming document as to where the demarcation lines are set. We are we started the process of personal recruitment. And at the moment, though, I'm only still one person. So hopefully, as we're trying to recruit good quality people, we'll be able to even, take it to that next level. As I mentioned, the committee have been all working very hard, very diligently, and I want to commend the chairs for all their efforts. Each of the committees have been really, been able to make a marked difference in the area of responsibility that they have. As I mentioned, we are convening the transportation sector and we're quite happy where we're at. The fact that UH has been designated the recipient of 100,000 grant from the unexpended funds will really go a long way towards making this transportation sector partnership happen. September was Workforce Development Month. Thank you to those of you who went to the Future of Work conference, and also we had an opportunity to recognize the workforce development heroes. We're quite excited about this funding document that is right now in process. This is in collaboration with the Hawaii Workforce Funders Collaborative. When it is completed, and I think you would have it really would fulfill a need where we have a better understanding what the federal and the state funds are for workforce development. Right now, it's hard to track. So having a better understanding will help us demarcate where the needs are, where the gaps are, so that we're not duplicating efforts, we're not duplicating resources. We also are in the midst of finalizing the long-term care workforce task force, which is spearheaded by Senator Moriwaki. I'll be apprising you of the details on the results of that task force. So we are in the midst of the training academy for WIOA Training Academy for board members, and hopefully we are hoping to have an economic trends seminar sometime in the beginning of the year. The focus for next quarter is the unified plan implementation, the transitioning, strengthening board committees, and strengthening local boards. We've been very judicious, very, I guess, engaged and collaborating with all the local boards. We meet on a regular basis to make sure that we learn from each other and really build a strong, robust workforce development board across whether it be the state or the local boards. And as Keith mentioned, we are set on improving the American Job Center's performance. We're hoping to provide resources so that we can have an awareness campaign, and you'll be hearing more about it in the future. Please set your calendars. Board retreat is January 16th. It will be a time for us to take a look at where we've been and hopefully map out a roadmap, a pathway to even, an improved WDC in the future for 2025 and beyond. That's all, Chair, unless there's questions.
Okay, thank you. Do we have any questions for the Executive Director?
This is Leah Diaz.
Yes, Leah.
No questions, just commendations. Bennett, thank you so much. I think you've made a tremendous difference. And I just want to thank you from DVR.
Thank you so much.
Any other comments or questions? Thank you. As you know, Bennett has been working single-handedly in day-to-day operations since June 20th, when we lost our administrative staff. We just hope that she can get her administration support soon. Thank you. In your packets, on page 94, you have the dates for the quarterly meeting, as well as those executive committee meetings. At this time, the public is welcome to announce upcoming events, comment on relevant issues that were not included in this meeting's agenda. Please be advised that the compliance, we have to comply with the Sunshine Law. Committee cannot discuss or act on any issues that were not included in this agenda. But issues raised during this period can be included in the future agenda. We will ask your comment to be limited to 2 minutes. Any comments? Okay, hearing none. Sector Strategies Career Pathway, we already have our 6 days. Hopefully we can get back to once a month. We will be moving our meetings from a Thursday to a Tuesday. Our first meeting will be on January 14th to the January 14th. School starts, I think, on the 7th, so we will get about back. Those who want to attend, we're going to have a Perkins 5 update. So this is the Department of Education, or well, I guess to YP 20. What we're looking at, do we need any to restructure to make it more identifiable and more targeted? So we're looking at the proposed updates. You can leave your comments there. Do we have any other announcements?
I have one.
Yes.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Okay, and happy holidays. We're not going to see you for the rest of the year. And I want to thank the Councilman and Kelly for being here to keep us on track to make sure we do it. It's like, okay, you folks are in college. But thank you for attending the meeting. Okay, our next meeting, board meeting is scheduled for Wednesday, Friday 19th, February 19th, 2025 from 9:30 to 11:30. Agenda will be posted and disseminated as prescribed. Else, happy Thanksgiving, happy holidays. We'll see you folks all later.
We're giving them 20 minutes of their life back.
Give it 20 minutes. Giving.
Mahalo.
Thank you.
Happy Thanksgiving, everyone. Thank you. Aloha.
Happy Thanksgiving. Thank you.
Thanksgiving.
Bye, Bonette.
Bye. Thank you.